Well, I told you about Second World War. Denmark was occupied by Germany, Nazi Germany, during Second World War. The reason Hitler told us was that he wanted to protect us from a British invasion. There was German troops stationed in Denmark, and they worked together with the Danish government, who accepted these troops and told our citizens they had to obey the German troops, and they had to do like the Germans told us. Also, they told that we could earn a lot of money by trading with the Germans, so a lot of Danes were sent to Germany to work there in different military projects, and Danish companies exported a lot of war material to Germany and earned a lot of money. Well, now we come to our constitution and the religion. And I've already told you something about this. We have a constitution. This was made in 1849. Actually, before 1849, we did not have democracy in Denmark. We had a monarchy. A strong monarchy. It was the king who ruled all alone. Every law was made by the king, and he didn't even have to make a law. What the king said was law. So the king, he was the state, he was according to Luther, he was the representative of God. Because you know that Luther, he told the Danes and the Germans that the world is divided in two. There are two divisions. One above, that's where God is living, and the angels and the saints and so on. And one below, it's where human beings are living. And there is no connection between the world where God is living and the world where human beings are living. So we need a very, very strong king, what is today called a dictator, to run these human beings, because they are very, very evil. And this spirituality, this view of human beings and society, is the background why Denmark has one of the biggest states in the world when it's compared to the size of the society and to our rather small economy. Actually, nearly 1/3 of the Danes are employed by the state. And in Denmark, we have one of the highest tax rates in the whole world. It's impossible to do anything in Denmark without being controlled or getting in contact in one way or the other with the state. It's not only a nanny state, like the Americans call it. It's a rather repressive state, because the state controls everything. It controls all television channels. We have private channels coming from outside, but all channels that are allowed to be sent here in Denmark with Danish journalists, they are supported by the state and they're run by the state. We have two, actually. Of course, we can receive more television than this, but this is only foreign television channels. And also every kind of education, nearly every school in Denmark, they're run by the state, and the curriculum they teach, it has to be accepted by the state. And you have to understand that the state is, as I told you, a Lutheran state. So nothing can be taught in Denmark if it's not in harmony with the Lutheran religion. After 1849, where we had our constitution, we had religious freedom, because all the years from 1660 to 1849, we have this monarchy, and any other kind of religion than Lutheranism was not allowed. Here you see the priests of the Lutheran Church. They are dressed the way that decent people, rich people were dressed in the 15th century, because Martin Luther, he said that, we don't have really priests in our church, we only have normal people being able to read the Bible. So when you want to be a priest in the Danish church, you need to have fine dress on. But they forgot to change the fine dress. They have the fine dress today, the same fine dress as they had in the 15th century. And people today believe it's a special priestly uniform they wear. It's not at all. It's only a rich man's costume from the 15th century. And here you have the Danish parliament. The parliament and our queen is running the country. It's in our constitution. No law at all is guilty in Denmark if it's not signed by our queen. And the queen has to be a member of the Lutheran Church. So everything happening in Denmark is according to Lutheran religion. But today it's allowed to be Muslim, to be Jew, to be Catholic. You can have any religion you want in Denmark, but you have to accept that you're only a small minority and you won't have any real influence on Danish politics. Actually, all Danes has to pay tax to the Lutheran Church. For example, me myself, I'm a Catholic. I have to pay tax to the Lutheran priest. I have to do that, although I'm not a member of the Lutheran Church. All the salary that the Lutheran bishops gets is paid by the state, and 40% of the salary that the Lutheran priest get is paid by the state, and every expense that goes to the churches is paid by the state. Here you see the very important Lutheran writings. This book is called De Servio Arbitrio. Luther, he said himself that it was his most important book. And this book, it says again and again that human beings has no free will. Everything that human beings does is evil, evil, evil. It was written against Erasmus, a Catholic monk in Holland. And Erasmus, he had written a book about the free will of human beings. But Luther, he didn't believe in free will. He was absolutely against this. No. Your will is totally bound. You can't do anything good. You can only do evil. And that's exactly the reason why the Danish state wants to control everything, because the citizens are evil. So Denmark is what is called a nanny state. The state wants to decide everything. You don't have the freedom only to be a minority, but not to have real influence. That's why we don't have any oppositional press in Denmark. Actually, you can see Denmark this way. It's a small dog that just wants to fight, as long as we are protected by the big United States. That's why Denmark is usually one of the first countries that the United States calls when they have some country they want to bomb, an invasion they want to do. They call the Danes and they sent some F-16 fighters to help the American, not because this has any real military influence, not at all, but because it's political signal. The Americans do not like to do anything in the international world when they are alone. They want to have other countries with them. Denmark is told that we are a very liberal country. And the reason it's so is because the Lutheran religion tells that moral has no meaning at all. because everything in this world is evil, so you can do as you want. You can't do anything worse than it is already, and if you try to do anything good, it won't happen, because it's not possible to do anything moral good. That's why Denmark was the first country to introduce free pornography. Denmark was also the first country to introduce free abortion. We also have a very high percentage of alcoholics. Actually, Denmark is a culture where consumption of alcohol is considered to be a kind of just fun with no problems at all. Danes like to get drunk, and you see the consumption of alcohol in Denmark is on the same level as in Russia. And I'll end this by telling a few other things about the Danish religion, and now I'm not talking about the theological religion, but the culture in Denmark. And we have quite a lot of Jews in Denmark. Actually, the dominant religious force in the Danish media, they are Jews. So Denmark is a very Jewish country. Second, we have a lot of Muslims in Denmark. Actually, they are not so popular, many of them, but we have a lot of Muslims here in Denmark. And third, I'll finish with this picture of Copenhagen. As I told you, Denmark is a Lutheran country, and Martin Luther, he thought that every man was a kind of demon, a mixture of a robot and a demon. And that's where it's very natural that every summer the government in Copenhagen, they give taxpayers money to a festival called Copenhagen. It's the young people who make this festival, they want to introduce some kind of Satanism. Of course, they say it's only in music, it's only fun, and I hope so. Maybe for 90% of the participants it's only fun, and for the rest, 10%, I'm afraid it's not only fun. But the interesting part is that this festival is accepted by the Social Democrats in Copenhagen, that even pay money to finance the festival and invite foreigners to participate in it. Copenhagen. I'm ashamed to live in a city that has a festival like that. I'm lucky to be a Catholic. I don't identify with Denmark and with Copenhagen, but I'm really proud to be a part of the Western culture, the culture of Christianity and the culture of freedom. Thank you.